buildings where they're investigating this kind of being denied entry into it, period, regardless if they live there or not. But this is happening so close to where the first blast was reported. It's just a sea of red as you look down 6th and 7th Avenues right now. But yeah, this is definitely unfolding. You can see people arriving to the scene, but in terms of any activity, any sort of smoke, nothing like that as of right now.
Josh, I want you to stand by. We now have Mayor Bill de Blasio of New York City.
We'll be joined momentarily by FBI Assistant Director Bill Sweeney, who will be available for questions. Tonight, New York City experienced a very serious incident. All elements of our first responders have been a part of the operation here, NYPD, FDNY, Office of Emergency Management, obviously our federal partners, FBI and others working with us. So all hands are on deck. Injuries are significant. You'll hear from Commissioner Nigro on the details of the injuries. But at this point, we can confirm that none of those injured are likely to die. We also want to be upfront saying that there is no evidence at this point of a terror connection to this incident. This is preliminary information. It's something we will be investigating very carefully, but there is no evidence at this point of a terror connection.
What's the intention?
You're called?
Josh. Thank you. Mayor, you said that you don't believe at this point that there's a nexus to terror. Can you elaborate a little bit on what makes you think that?
Very broadly, I'm going to stay broad on that point, and Commissioner O'Neill will jump in at any point. Because we have no credible and specific threat, because there is nothing specifically linking what we've seen so far of this site to anything that suggests terrorism. But it's preliminary information. We just want to assure New Yorkers, based on what we know at this moment, we do not see a link to terrorism. This is going to be an ongoing investigation.
Their gear on. It seems like they're taking it off. You've got about 2 or 3 fire department trucks, as you can see. They were apparently looking at what looked like a dumpster here, but I don't know. This is not where the explosion happened. The FDNY tells me that the explosion took place on 23rd and 6th Avenue. I have an eyewitness here with me. If you can come over here, thank you so much. What was your name again?
My name's Soleil Philomena.
Soleil, can you tell our viewers exactly what you saw? You were on a bus, you had just gotten off a bus, and then this happened. Explain everything from start to finish.
I just got off the Crosstown 23rd, 23 bus on 7th Avenue. I went in to get a backstage. I came out. And I heard boom, boom, and I got it off the bus. I went into the convenience store. I got off on 7th Avenue right here and 23rd. I went in the convenience store to get a magazine. I came out of the convenience store. I heard boom. I turned around and it didn't stop. It started shaking. Everything started shaking, and there was big mounds of smoke, and people started running, and I started running with them down 7th Avenue, and that's what happened.
Anybody injured around you? What did you see in terms of the big plumes of smoke?
People frantic. People were frantic, and they were just running, and people on this street, 24th Street, came running out of their apartments because it shook them in their apartments, and some people were at their jobs.
Explain to people how loud this was.
It sounded like the fireworks, but 1,000 times stronger, and it shook everything. It was boom, boom, like if I was in Iraq and a bomb dropped. That's what it sounded like.
So you walk out of the convenience store at that moment.
On 23rd.
And you look to your left, which is towards 6th Avenue.
Yes, and it was just big mounds of smoke. And I had just gotten off the bus. I was walking up that block. God is good. I just got off the bus, and I was coming up from 6th Avenue, and I jumped on the bus.
You said your ears were ringing for a very long time.
My left ear is still very foggy, and it's hitting me now. But people were panicking. They were running all the way down the street.
Did you see any injuries? Anybody?
I didn't see anybody injured.
You did not.
Because I came over to Whole Foods because I felt safe there, because I go there every day.
How long was this blast and this sound that you described hearing? I know it's tough under the circumstances, but how long were you hearing that sound?
I expected it to stop, and it didn't stop. It just kept going, and that's when things started shaking. That's when I knew it was serious. And that's when the people started running from the block, from 23rd Street around to 7th Avenue.
Were people screaming?
Yes, well, they weren't screaming, but they were upset, and a couple people grabbed people, and we were hugging, and because nobody knew what was going on. But it wasn't a normal. It didn't smell like gas, and it didn't seem like a normal. It was an explosion of some sort.